Let's welcome to the show the ranking member of House Homeland Security. The congressman is also with Transportation and Infrastructure. He's Congressman John Katko. Congressman, it's great to have you on. We're going to show this disturbing video coming in. Arsonists tried to set on fire the offices of a GOP state representative in Washington state. It's rising crime like this, Congressman, and also inflation that's driving voters to the ballot box like they did in last night's primaries. Congressman.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought you could play the video. Yes. I mean, what's going on in these across the country, we've been seeing since for the last year and a half, 2 years, when they changed the they took the stance with police officers that are vilifying them. And then you have everything else going on with crime in the United States. And I think we have a very bad brew brewing this summer, and I'm very concerned about it.
So, but then we have 27 Democrats who voted no to the legislation to increase security for families of Supreme Court justices. The alleged wannabe assassin of Justice Kavanaugh, he was officially indicted today. How would these Democrats feel about protesters showing up at their homes with their families inside?
Well, first of all, Liz, trying to influence proceedings of the federal judges is a crime in and of itself. So those protesters are actually committing crimes, and it's amazing to me that this administration is not enforcing those crimes. And I was a federal organized crime prosecutor for 20 years, and Lord knows I had a fair share of my threats, and Lord knows an awful lot of those people who threatened me went to jail, and justifiably so they can influence the process. So what they're doing by not enforcing the laws is perpetuating this lawlessness that seems to be pervading all over the United States right now. It's very, very troubling.
And Congressman, you know, voters are sick and tired of it. You know, Caterpillar, the big company Caterpillar, is now moving its global headquarters out of Chicago to the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. That's a blow to Chicago. It's already lost Boeing's headquarters. We already have Tesla, Oracle, Hewlett-Packard moving to Texas from California, and hundreds of thousands leaving high crime, high inflation, high tax states like Illinois, New York, and California.
Yeah, but listen, Caterpillar is like any other company. They have a duty to protect their employees, but they also have the duty to try and attract employees. And if it's a fact that they're having a problem in Chicago, as part of my head of the American Security Task Force, we went all over the country in the last 6 months to a year. And one of the places we went was Chicago. It was stunning the number of cops that were leaving. It was stunning the number of officers who felt dispirited and felt like they were caught adrift. That the locals didn't have their backs, and the mayor there certainly doesn't. And now you're seeing it being manifested in the crime that's rampant in Chicago and all these major cities.
And Congressman, in your home state of New York, you're going to see New York City Mayor Eric Adams. He's claiming he's not worried about what you just talked about, record levels of cops leaving. Watch this.
Mr. Mayor, are you concerned? There are reports that over 500 cops are resigning and over 1,000 are retiring. Does that concern you?
No, it does not.
How could he not be worried when voters are turning out against crime in the defund police cities?
Well, I can tell you right now, I've been in New York City many, many times, and I have a lot of friends on the law enforcement community down there from my old days and from my current job. And I can tell you, they're dispirited. They have a DA who came into office the first day and issued a 10-page memo outlining all the crimes he wasn't going to prosecute, crimes that were on the books. And that sends a wrong message. And so these cops are dispirited. They're leaving, they're retiring, they're going to jurisdictions that are safer, and they're going to suburban jurisdictions, or they're retiring altogether.
Well, that's a heck of a trend. That's a heck of a trend. I did not, forgive me, I didn't mean to talk over you. And Congressman, you know, the FBI data may be understated on crime because 40% of police departments nationwide, including New York and LA, they're so tied up they failed to report their crime data to the FBI last year. That's nearly 7,000 law enforcement agencies. And there's also this. Congressman Jim Banks, I want your take on this. He's asking the Biden Justice Department, why did the DOJ drop charges, arson charges, against a left-wing rioter? He's then 19-year-old Victor Sanchez Santa. He faced a maximum 20 years. He tried to set on fire an NYPD cop car during the 2020 riots. Now he's let off with 9 months probation and anger management courses.
Absolutely outrageous to me. Absolutely. Because whether you're a seasoned criminal or someone who's maybe thinking about criminal conduct or someone who's just angry, one of the best things you can do for deterrent from them engaging in the conduct is to have enforcement of the laws. This has a cascading effect, and I can tell you from my time as a prosecutor, it has a cascading effect. When you don't enforce laws, people aren't afraid. When people aren't afraid, they do really stupid things. And this is an example.
I mean, half of all the rioters arrested on federal charges in Portland, Oregon were let go. Portland's in a world of hurt. Okay, Congressman John Katko, thanks for joining us. Come back soon. It's great to have you on.